Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Big E's Auto Live. Gonna hang out here for a little bit. So, it's windy here. All of a sudden, it was calm. It's naturally go to do a live here, and the wind picks up. So. Well, the wind died down a little bit, so I'm gonna get started here. We got the got some updates here going on with the Camaro. Not good, but it's an update. However, did rejet the carburetor on the Corvette. Took that for a little spin. Seems like that's a lot better, but I couldn't drive far. So, due to the fuel level gauge is still not working right, and last thing I want to do is run out of fuel with that, especially with this time of day when it's busy traffic. But I might take it out for a run later just to see how the new jetting works. I may have to jet the primary side one more number rich yet. It seemed like it had a little stumble, which is hardly noticeable, but it had a little bit of a stumble. So I may rejet the primary, but the secondary seems like it's fine on the Corvette. So at least I had that out. And man, this wind is ridiculous out here. Holy schmackin' farcials. Also alluded to the Camaro. Still trying to figure that out. Not quite sure what in God's green earth is going on with it. I did some stuff with the drivetrain. There's a little binding of the bearing on the axles. So, looked into that. I think I may have that fixed, as now I can turn the drive shaft. The drive shaft and the rear axles I can turn with a pry bar using my hands, which is good, considering this transmission went back to non-working mode. I'm not sure what's going on. I re-shimmed the torque converter. Everything seems fine with that. Maybe just a little tip, if you guys run into sorry, I forgot, is it I'm sorry, I forgot my glasses. Is it Goopy? Agree says hi. Hey, how you doing? I probably said your name wrong. I'm sorry. You know, I forgot my glasses again, and I really need to start doing a better job remembering my glasses so I can read your comments, so I can pronounce your names correctly. But welcome. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. I'm going to give a call tonight to Tom M. Is that, yeah. Hi, M. Thanks for joining in. Now that I can see, it's a letter. I can see that. So as you can hear, my kids are carrying on in the background. So I'm going to have to deal with that shortly. Tom built the transmission that's in my Camaro. And this has been a problem since day one. And I've been trying to figure it out. Thought it was torque converter shimming. I don't think it is. I basically unbolted the torque converter from the flex plate and was able to get the torque converter tight against is it Admiral Kirk? Hey, crackhead. Dude, I wish I did crack. I'd have an excuse for just being broke, because at least I'd have a thriving drug habit, which I don't. It's all these freaking race cars and shit that keep me broke. So, Yeah, maybe I should have done crack, became a crackhead. I'd probably have a lot more money. So, but anyway, thanks for stopping in, Admiral. Um, so, as I was saying, I have the, yeah, I eat too much. I'm a fat fuck. Yeah. I mean, trying to lose weight, but, you know, I'm 51. It's easier said than done. So, it is what it is. I'm a fat fuck. That is it. Yep. So, I got the, so I pushed the torque converter all the way into the pump. You can feel it bottom out. And I measured. It was 5/16 of an inch that we had of an air gap of space in there. So, they say anywhere from 1/8 to 3/16 of a gap you want to make up in for if the torque converter balloons. You don't want it to blow out the pump or take out the thrust bearing on the crankshaft. So with 5/16, I subtracted 3/16, which is giving you 2, but which gave me 1/8 of an inch. So I was able to make a 1/8 of an inch shim. So that's what I put in there between the flex plate and the mounting tab on the torque converter. So the shimming should be right as far as with the torque converter goes. However, there's still nothing going on. When you put it in gear, it doesn't make an attempt to move. It does not make an attempt. Oh, excuse me. It does not make an attempt to move at all. So, the only thing that I can come up with is that there could be some sort of buildup, maybe something wrong with the valve body and the transmission, which requires draining all the fluid out of the pan, dropping the pan, and undoing the valve body that is in the transmission. And really don't want to do that right now. Or I really don't want to have to pull the treads, but I'm going to talk to the gentleman who had built the transmission to see if that is a direction, if I'm thinking in the right direction as far as removing the valve body, because it seems kind of odd. I don't have any gears at all in that transmission. But then I could come out tomorrow and it could work. It's intermittent. It's not like it always doesn't work. It works. When it works great. You come out in a couple days, boom, you got nothing. So that's where that is. Like I said, I'm going to call Tom tonight when he gets into his shop, and I want to kind of run the idea of the valve body being the problem. I'm going to run it by him. I'm hoping I can just pull the valve body and maybe take it over to his shop and have him clean it, and maybe he'll find something, or maybe that's what it is. It's just buildup that's keeping the trans from working. I'm not sure, but I really want to put that particular gremlin to bed. I couldn't fix a salad. I heard you toss your own salad though, so yeah, so good for that. So we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna talk to Tom about it, and see if we could get the get this thing working. Like I said, this has been an issue for quite a number of years, so kind of just dealt with it, but want to have it where the car is reliable at the track. So so that's what we're working on. Like I said, the truck, we're still going to do the tie rod ends on that when I have a spare moment to do that, and hopefully that'll happen this week. I may put a video up on doing that on the channel as well. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, the Corvette's running good now. It runs a lot better. So with the new jetting that I just did on it, it does seem like it's working well. So we're gonna see what fine tuning needs to happen with that. So, but that's where we're at. Just wanted to give you guys an update. Still working on this Camaro. Like I said, it sat for 5 years, so we got there's a lot of little gremlins popping up that I want to try and get solved before we go ahead and get this thing to the track, but still trying to get it to the track hopefully soon. Like I said, to have to see how tonight's phone call goes with the transmission builder and see what direction he's thinking we need to go in this thing. But I'm really hoping I don't need to pull the full transmission out of the car, because that's just a lot of BS you have to deal with to pull a trans. So yeah, but that's where we're at. Give you guys an update. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna head out here and see if what else is going on. But I gotta take care of, make some phone calls. So I will check it with you guys tomorrow, let you know what I find out from the transmission builder, and see approximate what kind of time frame we're looking at for this thing. So do me a favor, like, subscribe to the channel, help support what we do here, and take care of each other, watch out for each other. We'll see you next time right here. Bye for now.